I was born on a small island called Madeira. My town is Funchal. The sea is always near. The streets are narrow. The houses are close. For a child, the island felt like a whole world. I learned the sound of waves before I learned many words. We did not have money, not much at all. Our house was small and simple. The rooms were close to one another. When someone spoke in one room, you could hear it in the next. We did not have many toys, but we had each other and one small ball. That ball became my world. My mother, Maria, worked very hard. She cooked and cleaned for other people. She took small jobs in other homes. She stood long hours in hot kitchens. She washed, she scrubbed, she served. She did all this so her children could eat and go to school. Later, people wrote about her strength. I knew it from the way she moved. Her hands were often raw from work, but her eyes kept hope. My father, Jose, did simple jobs too. He worked as a gardener sometimes. He helped with equipment at the local football club. He loved the game in his own way, but he had a problem with alcohol. That problem changed our home many times. Some nights he was quiet and distant. Some days he was kind and laughing. I loved him. I wanted him to have more peace. When he died in 2005, I felt a large, empty place inside me. I felt the loss as both a son and as a man who could not give him all he needed. Football came to me early. My father put a ball in my hands when I was very small. We played on the streets, on small, dusty fields, on broken pavement. Sometimes my shoes had holes. Sometimes the sole came off. I remember running with my foot touching the ground because the shoe was gone. I did not notice pain then. The ball was more important than shoes. The ball spoke to me in a way nothing else did. People on the island began to see me. They said, "He is fast. He has a love for the ball." But words are not a road. You need chance and work. When Sporting CP invited me to Lisbon, I had a chance. I left Madeira at 12 years old. I left my mother's food, my father's small laugh, the smell of our house, and the sea. I carried a small bag and a large fear. Lisbon was loud and big. The first nights were cold and lonely. I missed the small things, my mother's voice, the sound of the sea, the town I knew. I slept in a room with other boys. We trained a lot. I cried sometimes, but the crying never stopped me from training. If anything, it made me train more. I woke earlier than the others. I stayed later than the others. I wanted to learn every move. I wanted to be fast, precise, and strong. Then the doctors found a problem with my heart. They said the heart beat too fast at rest. For a young athlete, this news felt like the end. I remember sitting in a hospital and listening to people talk about treatments and risks. I remember thinking, this cannot be the end of my dream. I felt fear, but I also felt a strange focus. I promised myself, quietly, if they give me a chance, I will take it. The procedure worked. The doctors fixed the problem. After only a short time, I was back training. The feeling of returning to the field after that scare was more than joy. It was like being given a second life. I understood how fragile dreams are. I learned to care for my body and to respect the limits. I learned to work even when tired. At sporting, I learned to be professional. Coaches pushed me hard. I learned the rules of discipline and how small details matter. I learned to move my body in a precise way. I practiced free kicks, sprints, ball control. I trained my head as much as my legs. The competition was tough. Many boys wanted the same dream. I had to be more than talent. I had to be will. Then one day, Manchester United came. The club offered me a move. In 2003, I left Portugal and went to England. The stadiums were bigger, the training was harder, the pressure was higher. But I had built a habit: use pressure as fuel. In Manchester, I became stronger. I learned to play under lights with millions watching. I learned to be ready for the big stages. During those first years in England, my father's health worsened. When he died in 2005, I felt the world tilt. I was far from home. I could not change what had happened. There was a deep sadness inside me. I remember standing in a locker room and feeling a long emptiness that no applause could fill. I felt guilty and sad at the same time. I thought of things I could have said, things I could have done. That pain did not stop me. It became a reason to work harder. I wanted to honor him by improving, by giving my family the life they deserved. Life on the road is strange. You win and you celebrate. But there are nights after victories when you feel alone. I did not always show my feelings in public. I kept many things private. I called my mother often. I wanted to hear her voice. I wanted to remember the simple food she cooked. Those small things kept me grounded. People sometimes called me arrogant. They said I was selfish or too proud. Words cut, but I used them. I turned insults into energy. When critics spoke, I answered with work. I trained more. I controlled my temper. I focused on small improvements. A training that looks small can change a whole game. I learned to love the small work. I also learned about choices. I chose to care for my body. I chose to sleep well, to eat well, to practice even on bad days. I chose to be professional. A career is not only talent, it is habits, it is daily work, it is visits to doctors, simple exercises, a quiet hour watching videos, the discipline to say no sometimes. These choices shaped me. There were injuries too, times when my body hurt and I doubted myself. Times when I asked, can I come back? Each time I fell, I found a small way to return. I listened to medical advice, I followed programs, I did the little things that brought me back stronger. The return is often a slow, small process. It is patience and repetition. My mother's life taught me humility. She worked in other people's kitchens. She cleaned houses so we could eat. She did not have high education or many rights in life, but she had dignity. I learned from her how to care and how to be proud of honest work. Her life made me understand that success is not only trophies. Success is the chance to give someone a better day, a warm meal, a little peace. When I stand now and look back, I see a long path. I see nights of fear, mornings of training, and years of small choices. I see the boy who left an island with a dream, and the man who did not stop building that dream. I see failures and victories, friends and enemies, lessons and losses. I see the truth. The world will test you. It will ask you to prove yourself. You must decide how to answer. This is not a magic story. It is a story of work, of tiny steps, of habit and heart. It is a story of a mother's hands and a father's silent struggles. It is a story of a body that needed care and a young man who refused to stop. I used fear as focus, pain as power, and doubt as reason to prepare. Now, today, when I walk onto a pitch and hear a stadium sing, I feel many things at once. I feel gratitude and responsibility. I feel the small boy from Madeira running, and I feel the man who made hard choices. I do not forget where I come from. I carry the memory of my mother's hands. I carry the memory of my father's laugh when he had a good day. I carry every small moment that made me. My name is Cristiano Ronaldo. I am the one who changed my own life. I am the one who turned pain into power. I worked every day to make my family's life better. I did it with love, with discipline, and with heart. If a small boy from a small island can change his life with courage, work, and care, then you can change yours too. Believe it. Work for it. Do not stop. Keep running. Keep building. Keep dreaming.